You're listening to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Hey friends, this episode is a little tardy to the party, to quote one of our favorite Atlanta housewives, but it is just as fabulous as all the others. So sit back and enjoy. Love ya.
Hello and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nichole. Hi, Heather. Welcome to a warm first day in April. Whoa.
Thank you. I know, nice and warm, toasty.
It's almost 90. Do you have your air conditioning on yet?
I do.
I was going to say, I know your husband is probably on like before now.
Yeah, it's kicking. Got that AC going.
How
about you?
I've had it on already. I don't have it on today because it was so nice and cool this weekend. But
Yeah.
it's more, I mean, it's making me sleepy right now, which ironically, I can't sleep when it's warm.
I know. Well, you know how it is like in these days in spring, it's like it starts out 50 degrees in the morning and then, you know, your house is like 85 by 2 or 3 o'clock.
California weather. I'll take that any day over. You could still eat out in a patio.
Yeah.
You guys, you can't eat outside in Vegas, like on a patio, from June till October. That's why there are no patios. And if you see one, there's a mister, which I think I read somewhere that they're going to put, did you see they're going to put air conditioning on the strip, like probably like they have in Dubai?
Oh, I had not seen that.
Outside.
Along the streets?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay.
It's not going to get cooler.
Well, I will tell you that time I went to the Happy Camper, that newer place over on the corner of Fashion Show Mall, the most aggressive misting machines I've ever experienced.
Like they didn't buy you dinner.
It was, I mean, good thing I was not wearing a white t-shirt because it would have turned into something else. But yeah, you want to stay cool, go to that place. But they need it because the whole restaurant is generally outside. There's
in the
no
sunset side. Yeah.
There's nothing enclosed completely. So I digress. So let's jump into some pop culture stuff.
Wait, I have a confession for you first.
All right, let's do it. Confess.
Okay, so this one you're probably going to resonate with, but I have the three little words that I hate hearing the most ever. They're probably not the three little words you would think they are, but are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The three little words I hate the most are dry clean only. Like not doing it. I don't care what it is. I think twice about buying it if I see that.
What is with you in the dry cleaning? I need to know. I need to understand this.
They're not on every corner. You got to
They're
figure
all
out.
over the place.
Not like they used to be.
Okay, I go to Tide and there's a straight up drive-through. I don't even have to get out of the car. They come right out. They take it out of your car. They put it on, you know, whichever side I want it on. You know what they'll even do too for me now is, you know, because I do Apple Pay 99% of the time. So they'll take my phone and bring it inside and do the Apple Pay. I don't even have to walk in.
Because you walk in and have your phone inside.
Oh, and you know, by the way, they will also just deliver it to you. I don't even have to go there, but you know, it's exciting for me to drive through and talk to somebody.
I've been commuting. I have not had a close drive to work for a long time. That's the reason.
That's why you need the delivery. They can deliver it to you like on the weekend or, you know.
I like to wash it and see how it comes out now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, keep going.
You're so
Pop
funny.
culture.
Okay. Well, I have a clothing confession to make. I mean, this will not be shocking to you, but maybe to others. So, you know, I like shopping at Forever 21, and recently I went into the Forever 21. I mean, you know, there's some cute stuff. I mean, I'm going to defend a Forever 21 to my dying day. And I recently went to the big giant one at Fashion Show, which I love. Closed down. Well, when I went in, they had like a week left. So I'm sure they're out of there by now. But just, I mean, heartbreaking. I mean, I searched high and low for everything I could buy because it was on sale.
In 5 years, people are going to be like, you bought that at a store?
I know.
It's not going to be the same.
There's something, though, for me that there's nothing just more exhilarating and exciting than finding just an amazing clothing or shoe item, even accessory in a store and just getting it on the spot and having that little, gift of life. I mean, it's just, I seriously, I get more endorphins from that than, hot boot camp. So, I mean, I get excited just thinking about it.
It's the same as it coming to your door when you get home and the package is there.
It just doesn't do it for me. It's not the same thing.
Mm.
You know what would do it for me is my future neck lift, because that's coming. I am willing it into the world, I am putting it out there. It's going to be happening for me. It's a foregone conclusion. It's all right. It's all right. So I was excited on Denise Richards and Her Wild Things this past episode to hear about Charlie Sheen's necklace. And I mean, he does look a little, I don't want that to be my end result per se, but I'm glad we were talking about, especially a guy, because it's very common for women. Did you catch that? Did you see his?
Yeah, she said in her confession, she goes, I don't know if I'd get one anymore after seeing it.
Yeah. She doesn't seem to, I mean, she had her boobs done, obviously, but she doesn't seem too excited about doing plastic surgery.
I mean, she is like so different than she was on The Housewives. She just is letting it all hang out.
Yeah. She's very comfortable in the show, which is good. She should be. It's her show.
Yeah.
What else did you think of that episode? Anything more with Charlie?
He was more charming than I thought, but he doesn't look great. He's got a little tiny like Weekend at Bernie's vibe. But I mean, I can see where all sides of all parties are coming from all the time. I would suspect it'll get renewed.
He seemed a little out of it, like maybe he had too much tiger's blood or I don't, whatever else he's been up to these past.
But man, I appreciate her confessionals when she references that kind of stuff. She's like, I didn't have to say anything about Charlie. He did it himself. I was like, true, that's true.
True that, girl. Yeah. She did. She navigated that situation the best she could.
But she's also from Chicago, right? So she's like, Jenny McCarthy, and you could see some of those same.
And when you mention that now, I really hear it in her in her voice when she says, and when she emphasizes certain phrases or words, it really comes out. So yeah, it is pretty funny. What are you thinking of Aaron? Because I'm comparing him to when we saw him in the Housewives versus how he is in the show, and he seems very different.
I mean, I don't want to say she wears the pants, but she's so crazy that it's like he has resigned some of his own manliness to go along with what she like. Why are you supporting a cooking show, bro? Cute name, only pans, but she must be good at something other than cooking.
Right? Yes. Yeah. Stick to it, Denise. Yeah. On Housewives, he just came off like kind of a brute.
Yes. Like that's why I said manly, where he seems more.
Yes. More docile. He's sort of just going with the flow, behind the scenes, easygoing. Yeah.
I mean, he's hot, right?
Yeah. It's not bad to look at. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think Sammy's nose job turned out? I didn't see like a huge difference, but I don't know.
I mean, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
I wonder what her OnlyFans shows, but it must be kind of crazy to, warrant what she's getting paid.
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll have to delve into that. Sad news on Val Kilmer. Speaking of a Hollywood hottie, I love Val Kilmer from Top Gun and so many amazing films. He really had a great career when you look back at all of the films that he was in. And when I was watching like a montage on his life, he dated so many hot Hollywood women. I was like taken back. I'm like, wow, I forgot about that. I forgot about her. I mean, he was the man.
It's so ironic that it like so closely paralleled what happened in the second Top Gun movie, and they did such a good job. I mean, I'm going to say that was one of the best sequels I've ever seen, ever. I know a lot of people went to the theater more than once to see it. I know somebody that went in their 20s to see it, 20 times to the theater.
Wow. Yeah. Sad that way too young, but what a fantastic actor. And his son voiced a book he wrote, I believe, and his son's voice sounds so much like him. Yeah.
I didn't even know he had a son.
It gave me goosebumps. He had 2 kids with the woman that he was in that movie Willow, that played the female lead. I can't remember her name. She wasn't very popular, but they had 2 kids together, a boy and a girl. So speaking of Nepo babies, so you remember Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter,
Mm-hmm.
and right, and his kids have kind of gone on and followed in his footsteps, his legacy. So his son is now had a bit of a glow up.
Mm-hmm.
If you've
I
seen this,
saw
and
it.
he's posing in underwear with
Mm-hmm.
like spiders and gross insects.
Hey, I'm here for it. You got to do what you got to do if you got to pay the bills, man. We're
Yeah.
gonna call that. They've taken the Larsa Pippen / Teresa Giudice class.
Yeah, when all else fails, you just, you get a hot bod and put on some underwear
Thirst
and
traps.
go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thirst traps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little cutie though. Good for
Yeah,
he's
he
definitely
is.
grown up. I know, and we forgot to mention, speaking of Teresa and her new legal troubles, we're worried for her. We hate to see her go down
Are
that
you
path.
worried for her? Are you? I mean,
Am I? Yeah.
I
I'd
think
like
she
to see
was
the spinoff.
so caught up in the pineapple juice situation that,
Forgot to
I
pay her
mean,
taxes.
how do you let that happen twice?
Yeah, I know. And he's in it for like almost $2 million.
Because he seems like a super nice person to me.
Somebody I want to be doing business with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
Well,
I would take a spray tan recommendation.
absolutely. That,
But when
yes.
I look at her, all I think to myself is that all her real hair? Because it might actually be.
I think a lot of it is
You're
thickness
saying not all
wise,
of it?
but length wise, yeah, no way.
Yeah.
When you go back to old episodes, I mean, she now has thick curly hair.
I didn't even watch it when she flipped the table.
Oh no, okay. Sometimes they'll bless us with like season 1 reruns.
Yeah,
or
now they're
season
replaying
2.
Vanderpump. You're like,
Right.
dang, they actually aged pretty good, the Vanderpump kids.
Yeah, not bad. Not overall. Overall, they did.
But then I wonder to myself, what are they doing for money now? Are they in real estate? Like, what are they doing?
Well,
Like, what is
Jack,
Katie doing?
Jax is hawking his $200 sweatshirts, which I bought one, guilty. And I bought Katie and Ariana's overpriced sandwiches. So, I mean, I'm supporting their cause. I mean,
There's something about her empty wallet.
pretty much, man. They were good sandwiches, though. In their defense, they were very good sandwiches, I will say.
Nope.
Okay, speaking of other housewives and legal issues, did this come across your TikTok? Bronwyn has a criminal past, apparently, allegedly. From what I'm just re-reporting what I've seen, that, yeah, she has a bit of a criminal history, some kind of weird stuff. I got to circle back with you more on that because I didn't get to fully delve into it. I want to be thorough in my reporting, my re-reports.
I've only seen some of her older posts pop up, and man, does she look different.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. And then, speaking of, okay, more Nepo kids, the Beckhams and like this goofy thing with like the brothers dating the same girl. And first of all, it isn't even that a juicy of a situation, but because this has popped up on TMZ and different places, they show all the kids, right? Current day, what they look like. And I mean, I'm just going to kind of put on like my catty hat right now, but for two really good looking people, David Beckham and Victoria Beckham, I look at kids, they're in their early 20s, maybe 18 and up. Like they missed out on some good genetics. I don't know where they all went, but it is kind of a shame. Like I would personally be pissed if I was one of their kids and I was not sharing in that genetic wealth that the two of them have.
They do kind of have a scrunchy face.
It's probably the nicest way I could put it. But I mean, I'm just saying it's a shame. It's almost a waste of two good looking people. I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, I don't think that they call her Sporty Spice. I don't even know. Posh. She's one of those, I'm obsessed with this, but I don't think she seems like she's super nice in person either.
No, she does not seem, no, she's not winning like the Miss Congeniality anytime soon.
She's got RBH.
Yes.
Like perpetual.
Yeah.
She's
she
not
does
even
a good
nice
job
when she's on Andy.
Oh, I know.
He's like, is there going to be a reunion? She's like, no, Andy, never. She probably talked to Justin Timberlake and he talked her out of ever doing one.
Oh, geez. Yikes. All right, should we get into some Housewives?
Yes.
All right, who do you want to start with?
I mean, we could start with the Beverly Hills reunion. Actually, we should start with the hottest tea right at the moment. They finally showed the episode of Atlanta with what happened with
Kenya.
And I was a little underwhelmed with the way they showed the whole incident. To recap, I watched the episode before this, and I didn't think it was that much of a threat. That's not the way I perceived it. I also wasn't there, but she threatened that she had a gun, right?
So the night before they were at the dinner,
Off camera.
Britt and Kenya were kind of getting into it, and Britt sort of storms off, and she's just basically mouthing off, and somewhere in her mouthing off mentions that she has a pistol.
Yeah. And you fast forward to, Kenya opening her beautiful spa, and it was beautiful. Or whatever it was, Kenya Moore Hair Care, and I don't know what that encompasses, but she brings out those, it was, you saw her take a shot at tequila, the posters of the alleged
a couple shots
incident of, and I don't know how you get pictures like that from someone unless she actually got it from the person that took them.
Yeah, she definitely, she went to Michael's and got herself some poster boards and went to Kinko's and blew up, some photos.
It was a little disappointing to see how it all played out.
Yeah, I was sad, just because, she had a beautiful place, a great opening. Everybody is making a big deal. This was her big dream, and it was just completely overshadowed by this terrible PR move that she decided to rob herself of this beautiful opportunity in front of all her friends and family to brag on herself, if you will, and for everyone else to brag on her, and made it about this woman that she hardly even knows, and then really take herself down in the process and get kicked off the show. However, I was thinking about it, and without knowing Kenya, but just seeing her on the show for a good number of years now, and she is a very polarizing person. I can really see where there are people that probably really hate her or really like her. And she has probably had so many people come at her with so much nastiness, and you have to deal with that day in and day out. And she's played this game long enough, the housewife game, that she knew that night, she knew how she was going to come back at this and handle Britt. And, she just used her platform in the most strategic way she thought possible. Obviously they don't know how much bad behavior they can get away with until they do it. And she found out.
That was well said. Yeah. She got in trouble at that reunion the one time, and she was let go for a while after that too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. She's pushed it to the limit, but just still enjoying the show and everyone else. I really like just overall the way that they've produced it and the editing. And getting to know the different women in there. Yeah, it would be really cool to see the next episode and just a little bit of the fallout of.
Because we haven't seen Phaedra come back yet, so they must have, called her after the fact. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're like, Phaedra, here's your peach. Get going, girl. Okay, so Beverly Hills, so reunion. We've seen one episode, right? The other one should be on tonight, I believe. Okay, I got to start with the looks, the fashion. I mean, my eyes hurt watching them. Hurting. The only one that I can take, well, there's two. Dorit looked amazing. That is perfection. And Sutton was a close second. Everyone else, I mean, I don't even know where to start with how horrific I thought all of those dresses were.
You didn't like Kyle's vertical gold because that was retro feet. No.
Awful.
Not as bad as Erica's.
Awful on her. She's not a gold girl. She's a silver. Her complexion and her hair, silver's her metal. I don't find her, not that much gold. She could wear like a gold necklace, but that was the worst look I've ever seen her in. And Erica,
didn't you? Erica was, God, it was like, it was probably meant to be gold, but it looked like green gold. Yeah. And then to have that placement of that metal piece underneath.
Yeah.
Not a color for her.
I mean, I'm looking at Garcelle and I feel so uncomfortable for her. There's something about, again, put my catty hat on. If you don't have, an arm that's going to look pleasant with a tight glove all the way up, don't do it.
Oh, I
Just
didn't even
don't wear
notice
it.
that.
Don't wear it. It's she looked so uncomfortable to me.
I
I
just don't
couldn't.
think, I mean, aside from the Housewives of the medicine, Married to Medicine, which they look pretty good, I just thought the gown looked dated. Her gown, all
Yeah.
those beads on that gown, not to mention it was heavy, but
Yeah.
she looks uncomfortable.
Yeah. She did this
I
terrible.
liked Dorit's dress, but I don't think it should have been white.
It stood out. I don't know why they would allow that, 'cause she just didn't seem like she was part of the color schematic. But I
I'm
thought it was
dying to know what the themes are when
gorgeous.
they sell them, how loosely they're interpreted.
And then, so what did you think of the whole PK sending in that statement?
I mean, when you have that many people supporting the same opinion, right? He's saying it, Kyle's saying it, somebody else said it too, that she's changed. Clearly, she's changed, right? And doesn't appear to be for the better. Do I think that tracks with how PK is? Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, for the moment, I mean, she's had to change. She was basically on the chopping block for the last few years. I mean, she's been at the end of that sofa, and now she is front and center. I mean, I don't think she's ever had that front sofa position.
She hasn't.
And she's had to do what she needed to do. And, divorce and this type of thing, it does change people and makes you do and say things. It doesn't mean it's like forever, but she's having to do what she needs to do, I think, in the moment.
I don't think that what she says is worse than what Sutton says. She might come at it with more anger the way she states it, but she's not like making derogatory statements like Sutton is, saying it's bigger than your wallet. Sutton cuts deeper than Dorit, in my opinion.
She does, absolutely. Sutton really knows where to go and how far to go with her
and that
comments.
that might be liquid courage for Sutton.
It could be.
She doubles down on the after show, which I don't watch, but I do hear what happens on it. We'll see.
What else? So then, what do you think about Garcelle continuing to talk about Dorit's robbery being a sham, like a setup, that it didn't really happen organically?
I mean, that was years ago now. I just think that's a topic you don't, even if you suspect that it was some part of that was orchestrated, that number one, you leave it alone at this point. And number two, it's just not a good look for anyone to continue to allege that on TV.
Yeah, I don't even know what you can get out of that at this point.
Outside of that, I don't think that Erica shares what she does. I don't think that Kyle shares what she does. Like, that's why I said I feel like I want to see these girls having one night stands, and like I want to see who they're going on dates with. Like they're not actually sharing what happens outside of their real life.
Yeah. All three of them are in the same boat. Kyle,
yeah, she doesn't do it either,
and Erica.
Yeah,
all three of them they're all pretty much guilty of the same thing. I mean, Erica really had nothing going on this season. I mean, I really like her, I enjoyed her, but what did she have to talk about other than her remodel? That was it. And being at Dorit's side that was it. All right, well, I'm excited to see what happens on the next two reunion episodes. So we'll
because
make
I've been
sure to
seeing
get back.
a little bit of chatter on saying that they're going to go on pause.
Well, I've said how I feel about Kyle. Kyle needs to go on pause for sure. For sure. All right, Summer House. Summer House is getting spicy. What are you thinking about Jessie and oh my gosh, what's her name? The little
Sierra?
elf girl. I
can't remember her name at the moment either, but Casey? Something like
with
that.
an E.
Do I think that now I've read some reports where they're saying that Jessie and Sierra have already been dating?
Okay.
I could see that.
I think they're cute together.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. It's all the way around entertaining. For they have conflict. They have Jessie saying things he shouldn't say. He's pretty smooth at it. I've seen reports online that he just hooked up behind her back nonstop, which I could believe. I mean, I'll tell someone till they listen. Who are the two men that should not be in a relationship? Wealthy men, like rich men and famous men.
We got a little.
Guess you gotta learn the hard way.
A little balloon parade out of that.
How that happened?
Yeah, learn the hard way. Okay, so people are trolling Carl about his soft Soft bar? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called? Soft bar?
I saw that. I did a little research. I mean, when you research it, make sure you look at his shoes because they're also pulling apart his shoes. Aside from the green Crocs, he had like some rattan sandals on. But it looks like he crowdfunded in starting last year, and it has its own Instagram page. I clicked on it, and they have yet to actually open a space. Now, having thought about it, I actually think that it's a concept that would have it could earn some money. Like you could open at one of those, like say, the Los Angeles Sunset Boulevard or even on the Strip here, because there's such a huge movement to being sober or sober curious. But how are you going to make money? You can't charge, $20 for a non-alcohol beverage. Like it's just it's a good concept, but it's maybe too early.
You make more of your money off the food. You have some good.
But then that's called a
Good food?
restaurant. That's a restaurant.
You can still have some food and it's a bar.
Yeah. I think he's well spoken compared to where he was last year.
How much are they asking for? Can you just donate?
I think it was either 1 million or 2 million. They're still open funding, and they had raised 130, and he put in 100.
He's going to need a lot more than that.
So,
okay.
Maybe they just stick with a soft beverage line. But I could tell you what, he needs some protein shakes or some hamburgers because my man is
yes. I know. Is he vegetarian on top of being sober? Because he needs a meal. He needs something. He looks gaunt. Not into it. Who else on there? I'm glad that the Kyle and Amanda of it are like in the background. I'm so glad they are not the front and center characters this season. I'm tired of them.
But I will tell you, it just continues to get more painful to watch Paige bash Craig behind the scenes. Yeah. I can't imagine how you feel when you're at that age. Like, what is she? Not even 30 or close to 30. Remember when you were younger and you were apprehensive to break up with someone for the first time? You're like, shit, I got to have this conversation. And to have the public weigh in on it. Because this girl checked out like long before she started wearing only black and white.
Yeah. I find the two of them really obnoxious at this point.
Painful.
After the Southern Charm season, and now seeing the two of them on this show, and then what's been happening in real time, she just comes off really snarky and nasty, and he just seems like an ogre. And I think the two of them need to get off reality TV at this point, really, for their own sake.
At the very least, like downplay how much they're on. Like she was on like a L'Oreal or some commercial. Like it's too much overexposure at this point.
Yeah,
too much.
I agree. My goodness. What else? Okay, I got to ask you the season finale of White Lotus.
Oh yes.
What did you think of the finale?
I am going to give that a full circle rave review. I think at the last minute, I speculated based on everything I read at that point was more than one person, which I was right. And I did see that was his dad. I did catch wind of that being his dad ahead of time. I did not suspect it would be his girlfriend as well. That was pretty tragic. Can't believe that he paid her $5 million. So I don't see that storyline being complete yet. But they really did a nice job tying it all together. I thought it was nice what they did with the family and the girls, the speech that she had at dinner of the three girls with the one that's famous. Like they brought everything full circle, even though it didn't feel like we were getting there. They did a good job.
Yeah, I appreciate that as a viewer. I don't like to feel that you've invested all of these weeks in characters and then, we see who dies and then they don't ever tie it up with the peripheral characters. So yeah, I did appreciate that. I like Belinda, she got her millions. Good for her. I mean, that was kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that because we thought she might actually be one of the people that dies.
That was my guess. Who was your guess that was going to get killed?
I guessed all wrong. I guess I was thinking maybe one of the three girlfriends. Who else? I was thinking all over the place. But yeah, I definitely was completely off. But I'm usually not good at predicting those things.
It'll be another 2 years before we...
Yeah, but I am hearing a lot of criticism with the younger son in the family when he goes the next morning to the blender and he blends himself one of these protein drinks so he doesn't even rinse out the blender with the poisonous fruit that was in there. Not that he knew that, but it's just the fact who makes a drink in this blender with a bunch of shit in it from the night before.
I did not see that, but I saw them they were ripping apart when they started shooting and the three girls were taking pictures with the two owners of the hotel, and Carrie takes off running, and if you watch it, that was a genuine reaction. She takes off running quicker than, like, faster than anyone else leaving the scene, and that was her actually, like, running.
Oh, wow.
It's very funny. I didn't
Yeah.
catch it when I watched it the first time either. But I will
Yeah.
say, on a different topic, just to finish a series, and I finally watched the last episodes of Yellowstone. Holy shit, that was like boring stone. It should have been called Pale Yellowstone.
Oh no.
They were boring.
Well, now I'm discouraged and I probably won't ever see them.
It's like they had a new, what doesn't have the same tone at all for the first like 50 episodes. There's like 56 episodes. The last 6 are terrible.
Not surprising. Well, any other good shows going on? I mean, we got Valley coming up. We're looking forward to that. So that'll be in our lineup, I'm sure. Trying to think what else. Any other good reality things coming up, but you know, we take requests.
Yeah, not a lot of exciting stuff on now that all those shows have ended.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to find something else to occupy our time.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a fun update I read on the new, we talked about the Flamingo redoing their pool. It's called Go Pool. And I read in the weekly, Las Vegas Weekly, that there is free admission for Las Vegas locals.
Did you see a picture of it?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It was a rendering.
Mm.
It was a rendering. It was a 2-page rendering of it. And, it looked cool. I mean, they definitely did some new, different stuff. So,
it was so cool before because it was like one connected pool. It was the only one in town that went. The whole pool connected to itself. So you could essentially get in and be in that pool for now it looks like they separated it and built cabanas.
Yeah, we'll see. They have a fantastic giant swim up pool bar, which is fun because there aren't, the only one I ever remember. No, at Caesar's Palace, they have a swim up pool bar in one of their pools tucked in the back. But other than that, I can't think of one. So they're gonna have this big swim up bar and then a DJ. Maybe the DJ is somewhere near there. It should be cool. I will check it out at some point. I definitely want to see what it's all about. I'll have to share my little conspiracy next week. I forgot to mention Carl and Lil from Summer House. I'll save it for next week. Okay, so I finally got to check out 2 newer places, Fletcher at Town Square and Guest House at Town Square. I had like this impromptu, almost like a bar hop night at Town Square, which came out, and I haven't been over there in a while. Just haven't really had any interest. And so Fletcher was the old Miller's Ale House, right? He's done what he can with the interior. You still have that vibe of what it looked like in there, but they try to put in a lot of plants and make it feel like, you're in the Yucatan or something. Very dim, very dark. I thought the food and I've now been there twice, really good. There is an amazing sampler that's on the appetizer menu. It is the coolest thing. It comes on this giant wood, like butcher block, and it is all of these great little samples of just the most yummy everything. And I took a picture of the thing. It was so good. I've had it twice now. So I have nothing but good things to say about Fletcher. And then we went over to Guest House. I did not have dinner there. This place was packed. I don't know what they're doing. You walk in and you are transported. You would think you are in a restaurant, like the hottest restaurant club in the heart of LA or New York City. I mean, I'm looking around and I'm thinking this is not like the usual Vegas local clientele. They're shipping these people in from somewhere. I suspect they are bringing in influencers and putting them up at the Flamingo or something, because it was a total vibe in there. The DJ, everything. It was, definitely like real hot, sexy place to go. Had a drink at the bar for, like a hot minute and then just left because that was all really we could do. But I definitely want to go back and check it out. But definitely very sexy spot.
Where's it at in there?
It's the original Tommy Bahama's restaurant.
That's where it is.
And they took over the restaurant and the retail space that was attached to it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So but I mean, they did a really good job with turning this place into their own. You would not you would hardly recognize. The only thing you kind of recognize was the original bar that they had.
Oh, they left that.
And then they blew out the back of it, so there's seating behind it. But definitely a really cool place. So I'm
Nice.
gonna check it out for dinner.
Yeah, that's a restaurant that's also in like LA or New York, I think, or Miami.
I saw Austin. I think they're in Austin. If I went on
Okay.
their website, yeah, you do make reservations through their website.
Mm,
But that's my Vegas
that's always hard.
adventure. So, all right. Well, that does it for us. You guys make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, and Lemonade because we're on there now.
Give us a like, a comment, subscribe. We want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah,
Give
rate
us
and
a
review.
DM.
All right, guys. Until next time, don't do anything
We wouldn't do.